You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe by hitting the subscription button, the notification bell, so that you'll be abreast of my subsequent video as they are being uploaded. Stroke and causes of stroke and how to mitigate it. Generally, the body comprises of three compositions. That is, when we want to look at the body, the anatomy of the body. Number one is the organs. Then that's the first category of the composition. When we talk of the organs, the brain, the kidney, the liver, the heart, that is one category. The second category is the bones that make up, the body being able to move from one place to the other. And of course, the muscles, which you can also refer to as the arteries. So this muscle is the bones is engaged in the muscle. So the movement from one place to the other is being enhanced by the muscle. So each time we make a step, whether you are walking, so there's a contraction of the muscles against the bones, and that is how the bone is being strengthened. So my subsequent video have made us to realize that our body is fashioned for movement from one place to the other, and that is how the bones and the physiology of the bone is being strengthened, and for us to ensure healthy living. So talking of how having considered these compositions of the body, the organs, that is the heart and the liver, the kidney making up the organ, the bone, another category, and the vessel. So the organ and the bone depends on the arteries, that is the muscles, for supply of blood and oxygen. So let us take, for example, the brain into consideration as we are talking of the causes of a stroke. So where the arteries that supply blood and oxygen to the brain, where these arteries is being blocked or is being constricted, is being limited, is being bottlenecked, by the flow of blood and oxygen to the brain via bad cholesterol and plaque. So it means the blood flow and oxygen that is supposed to get to the brain is being limited. This is not the problem at all. The problem is where it now becomes prolonged, where the body is now being starved, being malnourished of blood and the oxygen that is supposed to get to the brain. So if this now become a recurring decimal, that is where the problem lies. Where on a daily basis, getting to weekly basis, getting to monthly basis, the brain is being starved of the flow of blood and oxygen over time, then this is what normally now leads to stroke. Why? Because the pressure will now be on the heart to be able to pump blood, to the brain for those minerals, necessary nutrients, that the brain, require. So blockage of the blood vessels that take blood to the brain, if this becomes recurring, becomes prolonged, as a result of that, it means the brain will be starved of the necessary nutrients that it's supposed to get. So when this now drag, on a from month to month, and it is not checked, then that eventually can lead to stroke. So the prolonged inability of the brain to get the necessary blood, oxygen supply, the necessary nutrients in the blood that will be delivered to the cerebrum, the hypothalamus aspect of the brain. So this prolonged starvation of the brain cells with all these nutrients, it's what now leads to stroke at the end of the day. So majorly the blockage of this blood vessel by plaque, number one, could be caused by bad cholesterol. Bad cholesterol, that is talking of saturated fats with one bond hydrogen. So this is one. Number two is people who cultivate the idea of smoking. So smoking will also lead to build up of a black plaque in the blood system. Then not being engaged in physical activity is also another reason, factor that could lead to the accumulation of plaque into the blood vessel. And of course, being obese, being the obesity, a risk factor, poses the body, expose the body to a risk factor of having bad cholesterol. And of course, stress, could also be another factor. So these are some of those factors that could lead to formation of plaque in the blood, the arteries. Don't let us forget that I point that the inability of the blood to get to the brain and the necessary oxygen is not really the factor that may cause stroke momentarily, but where it now becomes prolonged. So meaning that the reason for this now is that it can be prevented. Even where those symptoms are there, you can begin to live a healthy life to be able to forestall it. So the purpose of this video is on how, as a proactive mechanism on how to prevent stroke. So if the stroke has happened eventually, then you need to consult a medical you need to consult a doctor, a medical personnel for solution to be able to remedy the situation. Of course, the purpose of this video is prevention. So how do we prevent stroke from happening? Having looked at the reasons that cause stroke itself, is to live a healthy lifestyle by way of physical activity. Walking and jogging is key. The healthy diet, especially fat, monounsaturated fat, olive oil, Goya, extra virgin olive oil. So unsaturated fat, very, very essential, that we incorporate into our diet. So by this, we'll be able to prevent stroke, from occurring. It is irrespective of age. So we will have cases of even 21-year-old persons that does not imbibe healthy lifestyle, that eats junk as food, developing stroke. And we have men in their 80s, 90s, living a healthy lifestyle, and who don't even show those signs of having stroke. So thank you for following me on this video. Let us share, let us like, let us comment. Please hit the subscription button, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you very much.